How's it going? Another beautiful day, and we are covered in dust today, but that's all right. We are here making our molds out of Hydrocal, and we actually have a polyurethane mold that we've created, and we took it from one of the originals that we got all done, finished, cleaned up, and then we're able to create our plaster molds. So what we're going to show you today is how we've been doing that. And Justin's been working hard at getting this done for us. And it's a little bit of a process, so we're going to start it off and we'll be in and out. So here we go. What we have is we have our measured amount of water in the buckets.
4 quarts.
4 quarts of water. Well, we're not telling our secrets. And it has to be sprinkled in the buckets very lightly and generously. As he does this, it's going to take about 10 minutes to fill that up to the point that we need it to. So we'll be back here in a minute. We're just kind of giving you a brief idea of what's going on and what goes on behind all this processes of making all this. Peace out. See you in a bit. So what we're looking for here is like a dry lake bed effect when Justin gets done applying all this Hydrocal into the water. It'll get to a level to where it'll start looking like a dry lake bed effect. And then we let it sit for a few, 10 more minutes or so. And then we come in and we mix by hand. So peace out. See you back in a bit. So this is actually another part of the process where I'm taking them and I'm cutting them down to actually apply them to where they're going to be applied onto the house. So I'll show you that next. Okay, this is where we've been installing them. We had to remove the plaster pieces around the top. They actually got broke and crushed. And our job is to replace them. This is our first replacement here. So I think we're getting it down pretty good. This is actually one of the originals that was left on the house itself. So I think we're doing pretty damn good. All right, let's go see how Justin's doing. All right, Justin's got it up to the level to where it's starting to give us our dry lake bed effect there. Getting the cracking going on. As soon as that all soaks in and gives us that dry lake bed effect, we'll be hand mixing it and into our next part of the process. Okay, what we got is, here's one of our trimmed down ones. It has the trimmed corners on it already. We already 45'd it. That's what I'm doing out there on the table saw. And they come in out of the mold, kind of bulky edge, squared edged, and we actually cut that edge into it. This is our little drying area. We have some sun lamps up, and we got them drying and fans on it and lift it up. That's happening. And Frankie's over here producing other parts for our project. A bunch of parts for the railing. We're having to cut them out and get them all produced. We need 112 of those as well. Woohoo, there's one of the originals. Oh, nice. All right, we've achieved the dry lake bed effect, and it's moistened in and all ready to be hand stirred. You don't want to take a mixer to it. You just want to hand stir it. Make sure you're feeling for all the clumps down in there. We're getting all the clumps out of it. It actually turns back to a real runny-like product. And it's kind of interesting how this stuff works. And our next step will be pouring it into the mold. And so what we've done with the mold, we got smart. We bought ourselves some Pam. And we're not endorsing Pam in any way, but she works really well. Anyhow, what we've done is we've learned that by spraying our mold with Pam, it actually releases out really nicely, and we end up with a really nice finished end product. Our cuts. This one's already been cut and trimmed, and it's on its way. Like I said, that was the original piece that we had to work with. The only original that was left on the house that was not broke. We were able to get it down and make 28 of these and get them cut and fit back onto the house. Woohoo! All right, now that Jay has worked that and he's got it all mixed up and ready to go, we'll be pouring it in this mold here. All right, here we go. Another part of the process. And look at that. And we give the table a little jiggle. Gets it nice and flat and leveled right to the top edge of that. We're trying to keep them really consistent on the thickness, so when I go to trim them up and we go to install them, that they're really pretty much kind of all the same size and thickness, and makes it easier to work with on the other parts of the install. All right, be back shortly, show you guys how that dries up and how we pull those out. So the project was more structural, and it turned into us having to actually install that new beam that runs through the whole soffit all the way around, and to install these jack posts inside the original columns without removing any of the integrity of the original look of the home. We were able to really make it all happen. We got the beams up in there, got our jack post in place, everything fits up nicely. Really worked out really well. Between the engineer, Mike Mack, and myself, we really made this happen. And we've actually structured it to where a panel goes back in, trim goes back on, and you will not be able to see where any of the panels were removed. We're going to be putting everything back to its original state. So here it is in the curing process. We're waiting for it to cure up. It gets hotter than heck. And it's kind of interesting how that product works and how fast it gets hot. And really works really well. And our client, Rob, was gracious enough to let us borrow his basement to actually make all our parts. And it being 101, 102 degrees outside, it's been really nice being able to work down here. So we thank you, Rob, and we thank you, Mike, for letting us do this. Okay, hey, I'm going to show you what we've been going on over here and coming in and get a few marks on this that I need to put on it to be able to align it correctly on the table saw and make that happen. So, show you what's up, what we've been doing on this. We're taking them, put them on the table saw. Been a little kind of a difficult process, but we're making it happen for what we've got to work with here. Mask. And there we go. Finished edges all the way around, ready for us to install. Okay, we've gotten to now hard. Now we just have to wait for it to actually heat up to where we know we can release it. It's definitely starting to get hot, and you're starting to feel it for sure. So it'll be another couple minutes and we'll be able to release this one out of the mold and give you an idea how we do that. Okay, we've gotten to the point where we're going to release the mold. Little bit of a process to it now that we've learned. Flexing it in certain areas kind of make a little bit of a difference. On how it comes together. Nice. Sweet. That is our process. We've been working hard at it. We've made it happen. That is our mold. Oh, how cool, huh? Yes, it's been happening. It's been coming together. And we'll have a happy client in the end. Peace out, everybody. Have a blessed day. Always stay smiling. Always be happy, healthy, and strong. Use your breath. Peace out.
I want a different design.